Welcome to Farmhouse Stitching. My name is Melissa Norton, and this is where I share all my stitchy things for my cross stitch, my quilting. So I wanted to let everyone know that this year is actually my year of starts, because when I picked up cross stitching again, as in I showed you in my two previous videos, if you probably didn't already notice that I don't have a whole lot of projects, but I'm working myself up to that point. So I am giving myself a goal of starting at least 25 projects this year, because it's 2025. So I know a lot of other YouTubers, they want to do like 25 finishes and whips. So I guess 25 starts for me is where I'm at in my Flosstube journey here. So I will show you my progress. I'll show you some things I'm interested in, some things I have downloaded from Etsy or purchased. I have a haul. So we've got some things to talk about. As you notice, I am in a different setting. This is my dining room area. So I have a lot of antiques. Me and my husband celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary, 2024. Let's see, yeah, we'll be married 27 years this year. Okay, I am terrible. I am like really terrible with dates and years. And my daughter just turned 26 in March. Okay, she was born in 1999. I got married in 1998. So do the math. I'm like, you know what? It's March 24th, by the way. I just got home from work a little while ago. Excuse me. Probably should get me some water while I'm at it. But so, you know, things coming to mind here sometimes pass by. So, but the reason why I was telling you about how many years I've been married is because this plate back here is one of those ones that says 25 years. So I thrifted that plate for like, I don't know, 25 cents at a thrift store. And I thought, oh, that would be so nice to display to honor the fact that me and my husband have been married that long. And so it's kind of become special to me, even though it was just something cheap and that I found. So, sorry. But yeah, I've got old books. I've got some milk glass. You know, the milk glass, I think that's a Westmoreland piece. So I've got all kinds of different things. So what I'm thinking of doing is also starting to display some of my cross stitch projects and things like that behind me as time goes on, and changing it up maybe a little bit. Not too much. I don't want to do anything too crazy, because obviously I don't want to constantly move things around. But you know, that's something I thought. The lighting in here, oh, you know what? I am using this new ring light, and I told you, I got home from work, I'm tired. Maybe this wasn't the best time, but guess what? We're doing this. I'm gonna turn on my ring light. Let's see how that lighting looks. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. I think it did, actually. That's like a little bit warmer. Let me make it a little brighter. Yeah, I think I like that. Okay, I bought this fancy ring light holder thing from Amazon, and I'm telling myself, okay, great, we'll give us some more light, more natural light, and hopefully that'll help a little bit. And then I don't even go and turn it on. Story of my life. I don't know about you guys, but I do crap like that all the time. Before I start showing anything, whatnot, FYI, I do my own nails. So if you see anything kind of funky or weird right now, it's because I just took off my gel polish. I'm fixing them right now. This is all glitter acrylic that I still have. That's like growing out and things. So I'm just covering it up with other colors and things. So right now I'm in the process of redesigning my nails. So excuse them. You know, it's just busy life. So, come here. I'm going to introduce you to my Shih Tzu. Now, her hair's a little scruffy. She's not that bad, but I want to introduce you to somebody. Oh, come here. Come here. This is my Cocoa Bean. She's got kind of a messy face, but just excuse, she's our Princess Puff. This is my... She likes sitting on my shoulder. Hey, say hi. Say hi. You want to say hi? What? No. Oh, she's all, I just want to hug you, Mom. Just hug me. All right, fine. We'll just do hugs. But her name is Coco Chanel. We call her Cocoa Bean or the Bean Bean. But these are my babies. I know. She's just... She needs a haircut. She needs her bow redone right now, her ponytail, but she's like my everything. She's so adorable, huh? Mwah. So yeah, she's just like, whatever, Mom, I don't even care. Just hold me. Just love me. All right, so that, you will see her from time to time. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a little life update, you know, how long I've been married, things like that. My daughter's getting married this year, which I've mentioned before. So that's exciting. And then also too, I don't know how many are you familiar with the high desert area of California. I live in Phelan, California. It's in between Victorville and Wrightwood. I grew up here since I was 5 years old. So I've lived up here for 40 years. And, yes, have lived in the desert all my life. Do I necessarily love it? Not all the time. I don't always particularly love living on a dirt road. Like right now, it's particularly dusty. And it is very warm here right now. What is up? It is, you know, March. I get that. But February even had some warm days. And normally, this is like our cold time. And don't get me wrong. I love the warm weather, but it's just odd because it's usually so cold. So I'm like afraid, like what's gonna happen in like April and May? Like, are we just gonna have like this, you know, crazy snowstorm or something? So I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. I don't know if you guys will hear that, but I have a house chicken right now. It's Chicken Nuggy. Actually, give me 2 seconds. This is Chicken Nuggy. Oh, okay. I know. Hey, it's okay. This is my baby that, my chickens were sitting on the eggs, and this was the only one that hatched. So he's my little house chicken right now. Oh, yeah. Yeah, your babies. So he's very friendly. But we call him the Chicken Nuggy. And so I was hoping it was going to be a hen, but this little, do not poop on me, please. Please do not poop on me. I was hoping it would be a hen, but this little stinker started crowing. And I was like, oh my God, I do not need another rooster. Are you kidding me right now? But that's okay. He's a sweetheart, huh? You sweet? I know. Says, I don't know what I'm looking at. There's this big white light shining on me. But this is Chicken Nuggies. And I haven't introduced him to the rest of the family with the other chickens because chickens they're pretty territorial with their pecking group. And you have to introduce them slowly or they'll just kill them. So I really don't want that to happen. So we'll see. Like I said, it's starting to warm up. So I put him out this weekend in its pen, and he got to roam around and, you know, play by himself while the other ones were out, you know, grazing around the property, getting, you know, bugs or weeds or whatever they're finding out there. So, so he got to go in the coop by himself and get to experience that for the first time. So that was kind of neat. But, all right, well, let's get to this. Sorry, just a little bit of a life story there for the first like 10 minutes, but hey, it's all good. You got to get to know me, right? I think the first thing I want to show you is a finish. It's not a fully finish. It's just a finish. And so this is my mini village, which I've been showing you guys. And it's the February one. I have January just barely started. I have March's started. But I finished February. There's a needle with some thread inside the packaging here. Let's see how this works. Okay. Yeah. There's a glare. But we can do this, right? So that is my February mini village, and it is done on, I think it's flax. I know it's a 32 count, 32 count. I believe it's done on the one that was called for. Let me see here. Because when I ordered it from 123 Stitch, I kind of was starting with what it recommended. So, well, it called for Witch Elf's 32 count beautiful beige linen. I can't talk. I've been kind of like this all day. You know, sometimes you just have days where you get tongue-tied over the dumbest words. So apparently today's my day. But that doesn't ring a bell as to what I ordered. Let me see if I can go back on to 123 Stitch real quick and just tell you guys what I stitched this on. Because that's, I have been loving all the patterns. I don't know about you guys, but I am loving all these antique samplers and just so many cute designs that I'm finding. I mean, it's like a whole new world for me that I've uncovered, and I just love it. Let me go to my orders. Order history here. I know it was like one of my first orders. Let me see. So I did the January mini village in January. I ordered that. And I had ordered a 32 count light khaki linen and the 32 count slate. Now my slate I know is being done on Blueskin, which is George Washington's horse. So, and then I had ordered a 36 count flax Edinburgh. No, that's for that. February mini village. That was done in January. Okay. So yes, I think it's being done 32 count light khaki linen. I think that's the one I'm doing this on. Anyways, not dwelling over that. I will confirm it just in case anyone wants to know. I forgot a board. Let's see. Maybe I could use this piece of cardboard here that I happen to have sitting on my table. See how this works. Yeah. So let's see. This is my, oh, I guess I should have ironed it. Oh, things you gotta learn about. Okay, hang on. This is terrible. I apologize. I will get better as time goes on, you guys. You know, we all do. So let me see if I can like pull it tight here. It keeps wanting to roll. I stitch in hand. That's my February. Okay, so yes, there is mistakes, okay? Something I know off the top of my head. This house over here, the roof here, I accidentally added one extra row to the roof compared to this one over here, okay? Which wasn't like too bad of a thing, but just made the trees a little bit higher here than on the other one. I can't recall anything else that was a mistake offhand. This linen is nice, it's okay, but I'm stitching on some other ones I'm finding I like a lot better. Just because the 32 count for this is fine, but I'm really liking the 36. I don't think I've done anything on a 40 yet, but I'm ordering 40 fabrics. Like, I don't have a whole lot, but you know, this was, I did do a little bit more on the March one. So let me, and it's very little, okay? This is the March mini village. And so and these are by Country Cottage Needleworks, monthly mini village, okay? So, March, like I said, it's very little that I've done. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I got it in there for you guys. I did some more inside the house. So, and I had to change the color. I changed the color on that one because the color of this fabric, the color it called for didn't look right. Like, you couldn't see it, okay? It just wasn't coming out very good. So let's see. This is April's. I haven't started on April's yet. I'm kind of a monogamous stitcher. I don't want to get too many things going until I have some things finished, but at the same time, I'm just really excited to do my 25 starts goal. So it's like, I've just been like, oh my gosh, I've been ordering and ordering and ordering, trying to get up a stash, and I'm excited about a lot of things. So this is the April one. Sorry, the ring light is, there we go. Putting a glare. This is the April one. So I have that. I was trying to see the March color I'm substituting. I know I wrote it down. That's January's. Okay, January's needs to go back in there. This is February's. Well, March's is somewhere. They seem to have grown legs. Oh, wait a minute. Here's March. Okay. So on that color, so far I'm using all the called for DMC, but on this 842 DMC. I'm using 738 DMC instead. So, so yeah, that's what I substitute for that color for the house. Because I said the other color just wasn't showing up very well. So I liked the other one, that other color better. And I was kind of playing around with a couple different ones. That's the first, I think that's the first time I've ever substituted a color, because the previous cross stitches I've done in the past have all been kits. And so it's been kind of neat to kit them up myself and decide if I like what they call for, but based on the fabric you choose, your call for colors may not always be that great. January's I haven't done any more on, but I'll just show it to you again real quick. This was the January monthly mini house again. And this one, if you can see the sparkle in the white, again, I'm putting, I don't know if you want to call it acrylic, but it's like a opalescent with the white DMC thread. So that's, I've kind of taken a step back on that one because it's for January's. So I might roll back around towards, you know, once I get some of my other months done. So yeah, that's that. This is being stored in my my Valentine bag that I had made, by the way, and you've seen that before. But in my bag, I don't know, what do you guys keep in your bag? See, you know, you keep your flosses, right? You have all your flosses. This is like the flosses for the January one, okay? So this is like all the called for colors on the January mini village. So the February one, I didn't put all the, you know, I didn't put all the floss ring together with the floss drops. I still had them on their little, you know, DMC things. Oh, here we go. So this is another color. There's a combination of these colors and some of these colors with the February one. But on the January one, this is what I'm using. I think it's JP Coats Pearl. Yeah, JP Coats Pearl. My nails look horrible. Yeah, it's not easy to work with. I'll be honest with you, it is kind of a pain. There's other words I could use, but I'm trying to be clean. If I slip up, I apologize, guys. You know what? We're all human. There's things we try not to say on our YouTube videos. I get that, but you know what? I work for a husband that is a construction worker, and I tell you what, every other word you can imagine is the F-bomb. So I have to say, hey, you know what? Can we calm down on that, please? I'm not always wanting to get in that. Anyways, I have the floss, but I always have a different pair of scissors in each bag. Now, this bag has these ones in it right now, and I've gotten a lot of my, you know, real pretty scissors. Believe it or not, from Temu, of all places. And I'm like, dang, they're pretty good quality. And I'm like, wow, and you know, you get them way less than, like, yeah, you gotta wait for them. Oh, there's my little scissor cover too. I got that from Amazon, so I stuck it in here. There we go. So that way it protects my bag. So that, I store all the mini villages right now in the Valentine bag because that's just what I decided to house in there for the moment. So that is that one. So that's that finished. So now, at first, I thought I was going to finish them into pillows. I thought, okay, they'd be really cute as, like, you know, long pillows. But then I'm watching YouTuber, oh man, I'll have to come back to you guys with her name, and I'm sorry. But she had this. Let me grab it here. Sorry for my forehead. We call them 5 heads. We do have the extended you know, beautiful forehead. She found this and showed me, came across this on her YouTube video, and it is from Paisleys and Polka Dot Rooftop Row Cross Stitch Display. And they were displayed on this. I'm gonna paint it because it's all, you know, your natural wood, and put it together. And they were all displayed on this, and I guess they fit really well. And I was like, oh, too cute. So yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm excited now. So I'm gonna do them on that and like put magnets so I can interchange them. Yeah. So as soon as that becomes a fully finished, I will show you. Let's see here. That's my finish for that. Now, my other finish is I did another project bag, and this is my Easter one. And this is got the cutest vintage fabric. I love, 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 love vintage postcards and these Easter cards. I put this bag, I'm telling you. First of all, sometimes things just don't go your way when you're making things. This piece here, when you're making it, I had it upside down. So I had to fix that because I didn't want it upside down compared to this fabric. I want it all facing one direction, right? So I had to fix that. Then me and my sewing machine decided to have an argument. And so, you know, she decides, no, you need to rethread me. You need to clean me out, stuff like that. Cleaned out the bobbin, thought the bobbin was getting stuck for some reason. Still getting all messed up. And I was like, what is the matter with you? So then I rethread the top and then it was fine. So I was like, okay, you had a moment. Let's just move on. So then, of course, the lace is all this vintage trim. And again, I found this vintage trim at an antique store, which, whether or not it's actually vintage, antique, whatever, I can't resist that kind of stuff. I love the vintage trim and stuff. So then I have this zipper that I got. I got some zippers from Road to the California Quilt Show from Minky Kim. And so she had all of these really pretty little pastel different colored zippers. So I'm gonna put a zipper pull on it. And I went to Hobby Lobby. And let me grab that real quick. Sorry guys, I keep leaving for seconds, but I don't know. I'm gonna try to edit. Okay. I've never edited anything before. Don't hold me to that. It may or may not happen. I have to learn how to edit videos. But some people do, some people don't. So I found some charms at Hobby Lobby. Look at this little bunny one. Isn't it so cute? A little sunflower, little mushroom, little hedgehog, butterfly. So this, I'm kind of going off into a little haul, but it goes with my project bag. So I want to make my own little zipper pull for it. So I got some, you know, the hooks, like vintage looking hooks. I found this really pretty, it's called Fairy Tale rose one. I don't know if I'm going to add that to it or not yet, but then I also found these. You know, they're just like really pretty little vintage things. And then I loved these flowers. So I've got all kinds of little little charms here that I want to try to make a little zipper pull with that little bunny and maybe a couple other ones, maybe some of my antique buttons or something. So I want to make that for that. So what's being stored in here is my Croquette A Go-Go. I'm probably not saying it right. It's French. I know French, so it could even be crochet, but crochet is spelled differently. So, and then the go-go part has like the little apostrophe. I don't know what that's called, apostrophe. It's got that little thing over the top of that one. So this is their spring sampler. I started this one. And it's just so cute. And this was on, the fabric recommended was linen Zygwart Edinburgh 35 count vintage country mocha. That is what it was called for. But I'm using 36 count platinum Edinburgh linen. So that's what I'm using on this. That's the fabric. Get rid of that. That's the fabric, right? But this is my start. Let's see. This is my, I need a board. Excuse me. 5-second interval recession here. 3 hours later. No. All right, let's see. All right. I make my own design boards. I like making things, guys. So, but there are times, I'll be honest with you, there are times, just like any of us, I'm sure, we don't like to make everything. So I see people with their cute bags that they make and things. Now, so far, all my project bags I have made myself. I've got so much fabric, I don't know what to do with. So whenever I can find something cute, this is my start for my spring sampler. So I've got it going all the way down to that point there. So yeah, so I wanted to do the border first so I could get an idea of like where it was gonna end, because I have all this leftover fabric that I'd like to, you know, cut off. Because like I said, I stitch in hand, so the less fabric I have to handle, the better. And then, you know, I don't want to get oils, you know, my fingers all over it and things like that. So now in this bag, these are the called for colors. Now, if you notice that some of my floss looks like it's kinky, it's because they were on those floss, you know, the little square plasticky things that you roll them up on. So I unroll them and I put them on the floss drops, so they get all like kinky like. But these are all the colors for this one, and I think these are so pretty. You know, you've got some pinks, some gray, yellow, browns, you know, just really springy colors. And I'm stitching it over, the mini villages, by the way, are stitched over with 2 threads. This one I'm stitching over 2, but with 1 thread. And this is a 36 count, and I'm really liking how that looks on this. I've never stitched with just one other than like doing back stitching. This bag is holding these scissors. Again, I got them from Temu. Let's see here. It's got a little tassel that it came with, believe it or not. Yeah, they're little birds. They're little birds. Little flowers. So those scissors are being housed in this bag. I need to get a scissor cap protector, so it doesn't poke holes in my bag. But you know what? I try to be careful anyways, so it's fine. But that's so far what my spring bag, my Easter bag is holding for me. I'm hoping to add some smalls. I want to do some little smalls I found. Brenda Gervais, love all her patterns. Haven't done one yet. Want to do one. So we'll see. But I want to do that. Let's see. I think I stitched a little bit. Okay, so this is my Americana bag again with my little, yeah, Mickey Mouse charm. I think I stitched on blue skin since the last time I showed it to you. And blue skin is this one. I know I've showed it to you before, but here it is again. It's George Washington's horse. Okay. That's one of his horses anyways. And so blue skin, let me see. I think I did a little bit more on it. Let me get this design board. This is done on the 36 count slate, I believe, or 32 count slate. I don't know. I love this fabric, and I love the platinum one that I'm doing the spring sampler on. Oh, I love these two fabrics so far. I love how closely weaved they are. But again, this one is being stitched over 2 with one thread. And so it just depends on how much saturation you want. It pops off the fabric a little bit more. On these, I'm really liking stitching over 1. So this is probably going to be my go-to going forward, especially when I want to stitch like antique samplers, things like that. Yeah, see this, actually, here it is. Fiber on a Whim, hand-dyed 32 count Belfast linen in the color slate. So again, that's what I'm stitching this on. I just really like this. This fabric is not cheap, guys. It's not cheap, but it's so pretty. So that's how far I got on blue skin. Some of my whips. Okay. This by the way is my tomato bag. And there's my tomato. Again, I talk a lot about my bags in I think my first couple videos. This one has Love Never Fails by Barbara Anna Designs, I believe. Yeah, Barbara Anna Designs, Love Never Fails. I've told you about this one too before, but I've done quite a bit of a progress on this one. Let me show you not the chart, the picture. Here we go. This one here. Barbara Anna Designs for that one. This one is stitched on this is the 32 count, like khaki linen fabric. So that's what this one was on. I did a lot of progress on this one. Trying to get all the way over again so I can see how much fabric I can cut off, but that is my progress. It's my daughter's wedding cross stitch that I'm trying to do for her. So I've gotten quite a bit done on that one. Sorry about that crinkly sound. That was just me putting it back in its little bag that it came in because I don't want it to get dirty. I've been trying to keep up on my book of days, so that way I can keep track of what I'm working on. This was like February with my progress of things that I worked on, things like that. So far, this is my March one. Recording like what I'm working on, what I'm trying to finish, what birthdays are happening in March. I started one for my mom's birthday. I started one for my daughter's birthday. I was gonna start one for my husband's birthday, and we ended up having a party on his birthday that was not expected. And needless to say, there was no way you can exactly work on cross-stitching when you're having a little too much fun, if you know what I mean. So it was interesting to say the least. So that's what's in the tomato bag. I don't have anything in this one right now. This is my fall bag. Fall's like my favorite time of year, but I haven't started anything for fall yet. Got some ideas, but haven't gotten that far. Let's see here. Sorry guys, I'm trying to think why I'm talking to you here. Okay, I think what we're gonna do is go into some stuff that I have ideas. I have my haul of stuff I want to show you. So let's see. I've got these little pin minders. This is the Sense and Sensibility one. And it had a little button on it. And it's by craftykatyvt.etsy.com. You can see that right there. You know, Jane Austen is one of my favorite authors. I love all the movies and everything. Emma is one of my favorites. Pride and Prejudice, definitely my favorite. I left off showing you, yeah, the Sense and Sensibility needle minder. I just thought it was so cute, especially with the little button on the back. So it's like, I couldn't be very enthusiastic because I didn't want my husband watching. It was just weird. But it was so cute. I also, it was like a two set of them. This is the little Pride and Prejudice one. They're so cute. And then she sent me, sorry, I just ate, and I have a tendency that I have this problem where my nose likes to run after I eat, no matter, it doesn't have to be spicy, it doesn't have to be like very hot for some reason. It's just something that happens to me. She sent me this most adorable little books, little needle minder. And then she sent me these stickers. Oh, let me see. What does that say on the bottom? It isn't what we say or think that defines us, but what we do. If you didn't know, it's a skill to you to be able to read upside down and backwards. So, yes, I can do that. I read documents upside down all day long. For any of you that may not know, I work for a bank. and I deal with a lot of documents. So this one says there is no enjoyment like reading, Jane Austen. So another cute little Jane Austen sticker she sent me. Thank you so much. This is Crafty Katie VT, and that was an Etsy purchase. I was like, they're so adorable, and I've never used needle minders before on my cross stitching, so we will find out if I actually like to use them. I was kind of wondering if the weight is gonna bother me on my fabric or not. I don't use hoops for my cross stitching. I don't want the hoops to stretch out my fabric. I don't want it to distort my stitching. Again, whether it actually does that or not, I don't, maybe I'm just not enough of an expert to know that, but that's okay. It's just my preferred method in hand to stitch, so we'll see. But sorry, I got a Discord notification. If any of you are familiar with Discord, another little tidbit, I am a gamer. I have a built computer that my soon-to-be son-in-law built for me, and he just sent me a Discord, something about checking out his new monitor. So we're like a big gaming family. My husband does not touch computers. He doesn't like them. But my daughter, my son-in-law, my sister, my nephew I was playing games with, so that's a lot of fun. And when I say gaming, I mean computer gaming. You know what? Oh yes, I did start this one. I started this one on my daughter's birthday. I'm still planning on starting one in the honor of my husband's birthday, and I'll probably do that. Let's see, it's Monday. I don't work a lot on Mondays. Mondays are mostly my days off, but I had to work this Monday. So I may either start it maybe tomorrow night for to start the one I want to start for my husband's birthday, or maybe sometime this week if I don't get it to tomorrow. But I did start this stitch card by Bee in My Bonnet by Lori Holt for my daughter's birthday. It's called Flowers and Berries from Stitch Set M. And it's a little strawberry one. Where are you going, Bee? She just came out of the bedroom. She was, Daddy's eating. What's Daddy got? So I did finish this. Oh, this is a finish. See, I gotta get more organized before I do my videos, but that's okay. Now this, this is on some old linen that is kind of like a lot stiffer linen, but I had it and I thought, you know what? I want to turn this into, if this, okay, again, I don't know how old it is, but it's not bad to stitch on. And I want to turn it into a rug mug for her. For my daughter or myself, or probably for my daughter. She likes strawberries. But this is by Ginny. It's either Ginny or Jenny. Ginny, I think it is. Thompson. Ivory linen for counted cross stitch. So it is a linen, actually, not an Aida. 100% linen made in Ireland. It's a 30 count. This is the bag. And then, again, we taught America to count. Okay. Again, I don't know how old this is. I don't even know how old that brand is. But this is my little finish of this one. Let me get this out of the way. And again, it's stitched over 2. This was 2 strands. So I finished that one, and then hopefully when I get enough finishes done, I'll sit one day and maybe do like a fully finish day or something. So hopefully we'll get to that. I need to put my finishes together, like, I don't know if I should make myself like a finishing project bag that I just store my finishes in. That might be a good idea. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a good idea? Or how do you keep track of your finishes? Like, do you still just keep them in the project bags, or do you do something else with them? You know, kind of, that'd be kind of neat to know. Like, what do you do when you're finished with them to remind you that this is something you need to fully finish, and don't let it hide and go, oh, that's right, I have this finish that I need to actually fully finish. So yeah, be kind of curious to know. Okay, I'm gonna go from here on pretty much into a haul of stuff that I have. I do want to, there is some fabric I wanted to show you guys that I've had for a very long time, and I could never figure out what I wanted to do with it. But I've always like, do I want to make some sort of bag, or did I want to make a quilt out of it? And I was like, didn't really want to make a quilt out of this fabric. I just felt that I really wanted to do something else with it. And when I started making these project bags, I immediately thought of this fabric. I said, this fabric is going to make the cutest summer project bag. And so it's the ladies, they're all at like the beach, and they're all little fruits. And I think one of my favorite ones is, let me see if I can show her. Right there, she's the little cherry butt girl. Right here. I think I can show her. I'm sorry if I'm wiggling. Next to the pineapple lady. Just looks like she would be sitting like with her grandmother, or maybe like a best friend or something. It's so cute. This fabric is by, let's see. Mary Stewart for Elizabeth Studio. Said I've had this fabric for a very long time. Don't think it's in production anymore. But I just thought it would make such a cute summer project bag. I was like, so adorable. Okay, so that's a plan I have for that. Sorry, I have a little froggy in my throat. So the first thing I wanted to get, and I knew I wanted this really bad to go along with Blueskin, but this is Nelson. This is also by Plum Street Samplers. And again, the other one had like a, excuse me, a saying in it. So let's see what this one has for its little saying here. It says about this design. General Washington was gifted his war horse, Nelson, by his friend and Nelson's namesake, Thomas Nelson. Washington retired his faithful steed at Mount Vernon after the war, where he was said to visit him often at his paddock when the old war horse would run, neighing to the fence, proud to be caressed by the great master's hands. Washington grew magnolia trees and lilacs on his plantation, which are depicted in this design. Oh yeah. You can see the lilac tree, or the lilac, lilacs, they just say lilacs, and then the magnolia trees. And then it says, you know, GW. Oh, love. See? I love it. I love American history stuff, especially Civil War era history and George Washington, Lincoln, just our founding father stuff. It's really I find it very, very interesting. Okay, then I got from 123 Stitch again, and so did that's where Nelson came from too. A 40 count Wren Newcastle linen. So this is a 40 count that I have not decided what I'm going to stitch on it yet, but you can see the modeling on this one. It just kind of reminds me of like old parchment paper. And so I was like, oh, that's really nice. And again, I have not stitched on 40 count. Oh, for some reason, the Love Never Fails fabric, I do, even though it's 32 count, it's a really tight woven 32 count. For some reason, I have to use my magnifier light thing, my light magnifier on that when I'm stitching that one, where my 36 count platinum, I believe, I don't have to use it. So it's interesting how different fabrics and the different weaves, you have to use a magnifier. Now, I don't wear glasses. So I'm lucky in that aspect. I see just fine up close. I am starting to have a little difficulty far away. Things are starting to get a little blurry far away, but not enough to where I feel like it's bothering me too much yet. So, but anyways, I did pick up this book, Ultimate Sampler Motifs Source Book by Brenda Keys. And I'm so excited to do some of these little tiny motifs. I mean, look at this little pig. And this little scissors, even this little person. And look at these flowers. It's really cool. And it has so many different things in it. The borders. It's got some beautiful borders and some houses real quick. I'll just flash. Like, yeah, it just, it's got some really neat things in it. So I was excited to pick that up because on these little tiny ones, I would like to make some covered buttons with some cross stitching. So that's something I have planned on to do. I did, again, I have my Barbara Anna Designs, All Creatures Great and Small. And I do have the 40 count Vintage Country Mocha Newcastle by Newcastle that I'm going to stitch this on. There are some colors that I'm probably going to change on. I haven't kitted it up yet. I haven't even started it yet. So I couldn't tell you when this will be a new start for me, but hopefully soon I'll be able to get it kitted up because this does have, it's charted with Anchor, but it does have DMC alternates. So we'll see if I end up using all DMC or if I end up including any weeks, but this is the 40 count Vintage Country Mocha, which the Wren is a lot more modeled than this one, and I think it's a little more, what's in its bag, sorry, I think it's a little more, yeah, deeper color. This has a little more, I think, yellow undertone to it, but so Those are both my first pieces of, my first and only pieces, I think, of 40 count that I've acquired so far. Sorry, it's kind of noisy. Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited to start this one. I saw this. I'm gonna have to write down the YouTubers that that are inspiring me, and I know I have. I think I want to say this was Hobbies by Holly, or Hobbies of Holly. I think she's the one that inspired me to get this one. If not, I will hopefully correct myself on another video. But this is the GH 1857. And I want to say it's in like German or some other language too. But I am just so excited because I love these blue and beiges and stuff. I decorate a lot in blue and white, the china and things like that. But look at these. I'm just like so excited to start this one. And I got so I had picked up these two linens. I had picked up 36 count slate Edinburgh, which is interesting because I do have another, the Fiber on the Whim slate is a totally different color because this is dark. Okay, I am not doing the GH87 on this. I'm not doing that. This was another one I had picked up. But at the same time, and I love the quality of this, by the way. It's just so nicely tight. I had picked up 40 count Ancient Newcastle. And this is ancient. It has this modeling with this blue in it. So I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think, if I should do this. Put them up here together. If I should do this on this, or if I should do this more like on like the wren. The wren's a lot darker. Or if I should pick up another piece of like the vintage country mocha. I think that's a little bit closer. I'm not sure what the called for fabric is on this. Let me see if I can find it. Oh my gosh, okay. This is designed and stitched by GH, whoever GH is, in 1857 at the age of 14 years old. 14. Children used to just, that's just amazing to me, because trying to get a 14-year-old to do something like this now, forget it. Somewhere in the Netherlands. So, okay, this is Netherlands. I get, you know, you learn some, hey, you know what? I'm learning as I go here, so be patient. But I want, let me see. Okay, so it says it's calling for fiber on a Whim of Belfast Vintage Mocha. Well, it says, okay. It says 32 count wheat. Van fiber on a Whim of Belfast Vintage Mocha. Zygwart. So fabric, oh yeah, fabric 32 count wheat by Fiber on a Whim, or, okay, sorry, or Belfast Vintage Mocha 3009 by Zygwart. So that's what it's calling for, that it actually stitched it on a 32 count. Interesting. Okay. So, but I'm thinking I want to probably do at least a 36 count for this, is what I would like to do. So, anyways, tell me what you guys think. What do you think I should do that on? What are your opinions? I'd really like to know if I should pick up like a different one, if any of the ones I have that I suggested might work. Let me know. Your opinions really do mean something to me. But what I'm going to stitch them with is what I'm really excited. I did pick up I did order the Vicki Clayton's silks collection that were called for on this, and they came like this in these little spools. You can see the colors. I haven't, like I said, I haven't decided if I want to put the silks on Flosstubes or not, or if I want to keep them on the spools like this. A lot of people store their silks differently than their DMCs and their Weeks Dye Works and things like that. So I'd like to also know people's opinions of what they think and how you should store and take care of your silks. So yeah, I was so excited about getting those. I have never stitched with silks. Those are my first ones. Sorry. Jeez. Kicking around stuff here. So I'm starting to lose my voice. Another thing I got was Plum Street Sandford's Winter Moon. I really liked, just thought it was so funny, this big old bunny on this house. It was just so cute. I was like, you know, and then I just love the quilting pattern down here. So that was really cute. I got that. And I don't know if I showed this to you guys yet, but this is another one I'm looking forward to starting. One Nation Under God, Liberty. And Vicki Clayton also has silks for this one. So I'm probably going to end up getting, depending on how I like the silks, for the 1857? 1857? Will let me know if I'm going to get the silks for this. So I got that. Then I got this farmhouse sampler, because as you know, I'm farmhouse stitching because I do like to decorate in farmhousey things. So I thought that was cute. This is by Erin Elizabeth Designs. Stitch count is 177 by 96. Colors that they're using a DMC. They said they're using 2 strands. They're using a 14 count. This is very generic, just doesn't even say if it was 8 or linen. Just, it's more of a very pixelated looking design here. So again, when you stitch out things like that, they do probably look differently. I did pick up Jesse Challenor, 1904. And I like both, but I'm leaning more towards this one. Seems like a lot of people that I watch do this one, but then again, you never know. Maybe one day, whenever I decide to do that one. But yeah, looking at it, I do like the more muted one better. It's more me than these brights. So yeah, I like that. I want to see. That might be it for my haul. This was the one I was supposed to start on my husband's birthday. Okay, you guys. So that's the one I want to start this week, but I haven't decided which fabric. I haven't even kitted it up yet. Not even sure. The color in this fabric. Oh, man. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I may decide to get a lighter fabric for that one. We'll see. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That's how far I've gotten. Those are things I'm planning on achieving this year. I've got some other ones I've showed you from previous things, but previous videos, excuse me. But you know what? I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy my journey, learning about you guys, learning about me. I'm just here to show you what I enjoy. You know, the cross stitch community and the stitching community, quilting community, everyone I've ever met is just so nice. So inspiring. I'm loving the salt box stitcher. She's so sweet. Her husband and her, they're so cute. I'm enjoying the hobbies of Holly. I love Lori Holt. I love all her fabrics, just love them. So I will be showing you some of my quilting stuff as that happens. Again, quilting is very time consuming, so I try to work on it here and there, but I also had some company the last couple weeks, so that's another reason why it took me some time to get some videos on. Sister came into town with my nephews, and they went to Legoland. And so, and then of course we got her computer finished and built, and so those things happened. But anyways, I hope you guys have a lovely evening or morning or whenever you decide to watch this. And I really hope that you like and subscribe and make some comments on anything that could be helpful. And yeah, I look forward to talking with you again.